Hey, can I ask you something kind of personal? Have you ever laid in bed? It's late, maybe 2 in the morning, and instead of sleeping, you're just there, staring at the ceiling. And your body is still, but your mind is somewhere else completely. It's back in a conversation, one that ended hours ago, maybe days ago, and you're replaying it, word for word, pause by pause. That one moment where you said that thing, and you knew, even as it left your mouth, that it didn't come out right. Be honest. You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you? It usually starts with something small, a single word you picked, a pause that went on just a beat too long, the way their expression shifted, barely, almost nothing, but you caught it, because you always catch it, and now you can't let it go. So you go back, you rewind the whole scene like you're watching footage, you study it, their tone, their body language, that silence that followed what you said. And then, this is the part that gets me, you start building other versions. The version where you were funnier, calmer, more articulate. The version where you said exactly the right thing at exactly the right moment. Think about the last time you did this. How real did those alternate versions feel? Sometimes more real than the actual memory, right? That's not a glitch. That's just how the mind works. We don't store memories like files on a hard drive. We reconstruct them every single time. And every reconstruction is quietly shaped by how you're feeling right now. All the anxiety you're carrying tonight, all the longing, all the doubt. So in a way, you're not even remembering the conversation anymore. You're rewriting it. So why do some people do this and others just move on? Why can some people shake off a conversation like it's nothing, and others, people like you, maybe carry it for days? Here's what I think. And stay with me for a second, because this part actually matters. Human beings are wired for connection, not in a poetic greeting card kind of way, in a survival kind of way. For most of human history, being rejected from your group wasn't just uncomfortable, it was dangerous. And your brain remembers that. It still treats social signals like they're threats. A moment of misunderstanding, a crack in someone's warmth toward you, a conversation that didn't land the way you wanted. To a sensitive mind, and you might be one, those things don't feel minor. They feel like something is wrong. So your brain does what it always does when it senses a problem. It tries to solve it. It goes back over the data. It looks for the fault line and the replaying. That's not you being dramatic. That's your mind trying to protect you. The problem is, and this is where it gets tricky, rumination feels like problem solving. It wears that mask really well. It feels like diligence, like you're doing the responsible thing by going back over it. But here's the question I want you to sit with. When you replay these conversations, are you actually learning something, or are you just circling? Because there's a difference, a real one, between reflection and rumination. Reflection says, what can I understand from this? Rumination says something much quieter, much crueler. It says, what's wrong with me? And if you're honest, which one does your 2 in the morning brain usually land on? I want to tell you something about the kind of person who does this, because I think you might need to hear it. People who replay conversations are almost always people who care deeply, not just about how they come across, though yeah, that's part of it, but about the actual human being on the other side of that conversation. You wanted them to understand you correctly. You wanted your words to land the way you meant them. You notice things most people wouldn't even register. That same sensitivity that keeps you up at night. It's the same thing that makes you an extraordinary listener, an incredible friend, the kind of person who actually sees people. But sensitivity has a shadow side. When you're tuned in to other people's feelings that closely, you become just as tuned in to your own potential to disappoint them. And for some people, that risk doesn't leave when the conversation ends. It follows you into the car, into your kitchen, into the quiet space right before you fall asleep. And underneath all of it, and I say this gently, there's usually perfectionism. Not the ambitious, goal-setting kind. The other kind. The kind that comes from fear. The fear of being seen as not enough. If I had just said it differently. If I had been more of what they needed in that moment. The replay is a search for the version of yourself that would have gotten it right. Here's the part that hurts a little, but I think it's important. The other person has moved on. They're not holding that conversation up to the light the way you are. They're not studying it. They may not even remember the exact moment that's keeping you awake. They probably already forgot about it by the time they made dinner. And I know, that's not immediately comforting, because if they didn't even notice, then you've been paying a tax, a loan, on something no one else is billing you for. But look at it the other way. If they didn't notice, then maybe it wasn't what you thought it was. Maybe the conversation didn't carry the weight you've been giving it. Maybe the version you've been torturing yourself with is something you built, not something that actually exists. That's not nothing. That's actually a quiet kind of freedom if you let it be. So, here's what I want to leave you with. Not as advice, not as a lecture, just as something to sit with. The fact that you go back, it means you care about the quality of your connections. The fact that you revise, it means you hold yourself to a real standard. The fact that you feel all of this, it means you're paying attention, that you're not sleepwalking through your relationships. These aren't flaws. They're evidence of a conscience, of a heart that genuinely wants to do right by the people it encounters. But the conversation is over, and the version playing in your head right now isn't memory. It's imagination wearing memory's clothes. You can't go back into it. You can't fix it in the past. The only place you have any real power is here, now. In the next conversation, in the slow, patient work of learning to give yourself even a fraction of the grace you already give to everyone else. You don't have to force the loop to stop. It doesn't work like that. It loosens gradually when you stop treating your own words like evidence in a trial against yourself and start seeing them for what they actually were, an imperfect, honest human attempt by someone who was doing their best with what they had in the moment they were in. You are trying to connect. That intention matters. Let it be enough, at least for tonight.